Good morning, lovies. Happy Saturday. I'm in my little sanctuary. I've got my candle, my incense, my journal from June to November, and I was looking over some things, and I wanted to read a couple of things, sort of that happened after I started doing self-care and kind of the slow changes. So, and what kind of helps me open myself up. So, let me just go back a couple pages here. All right, so let's see. Right, so the last time I talked about my therapist helped me to start to feel worthy of myself. Basically, that I'm worthy of love no matter how I'm feeling about myself, that the love is out there for me, even if I didn't really see it at the time. Like brushing off my husband's compliments and, trusting his perspective when he tells me nice things about me. So that was the start. And then I was still trying to quit smoking this whole time. So after all this, with this whole routine of self-care, I was trying to come up with for myself. It's really about choosing you and putting yourself first, which I hadn't done in many, many years. And so you making yourself a priority. I was prioritizing my time and making better decisions because I was prioritizing me for once. And so, let's see, I think this is a little recap from one of our sessions. She said, since closing the business, I've found time to focus on myself. I made time to focus on myself, to reconnect with my husband and the people in my life, to rediscover things that you love. I'm prioritizing myself and working on self-love, which shows real growth on how you value yourself. So every little thing that I incorporated into my plan says that you're putting yourself first, working to improve yourself, and ways to have a better life, how you see yourself, and how you feel about your well-being. So with the clothes thing, after I started focusing on textures and how clothes feel rather than how they looked at the time, I have this quirky little thing. When I was little, purple's one of my favorite colors, and so I kind of felt that I felt more me when I wore purple, so I kind of leaned into it. And when I was a kid, I had a nickname, Julie Purple, because I wore it all the time. And now it makes me feel powerful when I wear it. It makes me feel more confident. So I was doing more of that and focusing on what makes me feel good. And they were small changes that represented a fundamental shift on how you see yourself and your worth. You're no longer putting yourself on the back burner. You're actively choosing self-care and self-love. So each act of self-care and self-love just reaffirmed that love and healed that little part of me more and more. And then one of the things that I brought up in that session was from before. She says that this is from me telling her, I just happened to write it down. I haven't put myself first in many years, and that's exhausting. I'm ready for change and open to loving myself again. Now, this is when I really started to create my routine. Find the things that I love and focus on those, and then try to bring that into my daily habits. So yeah, I was reclaiming activities that once brought me joy, doing my makeup, outfits, making vision boards, painting my nails. They aren't just tasks, they are ways to you show love to yourself. It's about recognizing that you deserve the same care and attention you give to others, that you deserve the same yourself. And so that's really helped me kind of shift my mentality on how I felt about myself and the growth. So later on another one, there is a little spotlight to nurture yourself. By nurturing yourself, it's changing everything. So not worrying about the outside world and what people think, focusing on what I love is healing. And that's what I said to her, because I was doing my self-care in my little sanctuary room here, and focusing on myself, and doing that every day, making myself a priority. It really shifted everything. I felt more love to myself. I started to see things differently. I stopped comparing myself to other people and other things, and not having this or that, and not envying others. I wanted to, the more I felt good about myself, the more I wanted to share it with other people and possibly help others. So, okay, I'm just going to read this from my recap. So this was day 3 of not smoking back then. I noticed something remarkable happening as you focus on yourself through journaling, tarot, and vision board. You're experiencing a genuine shift. You describe it perfectly. Focusing on what you love rather than others' opinions is healing. This isn't just about quitting smoking or self-care routines. It's about a fundamental change in how you relate to yourself. This new self-focus seems to be rippling outward. Your journey of self-compassion appears to be strengthening your connection with others too. So it's helped me connect with other people and not be so shy and anxious, which is a huge step for me. And then this is another recap. So we talked about making my vision board and adding positive affirmations about myself in it. And you can do notes around the house, do Pinterest board on affirmations. Just look them up, and then tell them to yourself. And the more you tell them to yourself, the more you'll start to believe them. And you can believe, your mindset can think all bad things in the world, but they can also think all the good things. And if you shift your mental focus to positive and love and radiating that and feeling love and giving love, everything changes. It says, I'm starting to understand. Oh, my writing, sorry. I'm starting to understand more. I'm more than negative thoughts. I'm learning to extend the same patience to myself that I give to others. I mentioned that focusing on self-care is changing my mentality, starting with how I dress and gravitating towards things that make me feel good, like wearing purple. Fond of that, doing something for yourself daily has helped improve how I view myself and want to maintain the positive momentum. So yeah, keeping it going. So the better you feel, you want to keep it feeling good, right? So you've got to make those steps every day. Make you a choice every single day, even for 5 minutes. And it's helped helped me start to see myself differently. How I'm connecting specific actions, like wearing purple and doing things I love, with positive feelings about yourself. You're creating a virtuous cycle where taking care of yourself helps you feel better and recognize something powerful. You deserve the same patience and kindness you give to others. Because at the time, I didn't feel like I deserved it. I didn't listen to it. I didn't take in the compliments that I was given. I didn't feel love for myself, so I couldn't receive love from others. So doing all of this kind of slowly opened me up to see myself differently, and be open, really, is what it's all about. Open to yourself and open to others. Yeah, so one thing she told me, color changes how you see yourself. In the past month, I've watched you transform from someone who felt lost and unwanted to someone who's intentionally creating space for self-love. Your external actions, like quitting smoking and wearing purple, are gradually reshaping your internal landscape. How you think about yourself, how you feel about yourself, how you accept the love for yourself. And then on my reflection, it was sometimes we had to experience feeling good before we can believe we deserve to feel good. So I'm going to read that again. So sometimes we need to experience feeling good before we can believe we deserve to feel good. And you deserve to feel good. Each time you choose to wear purple or do a tarot reading, you're not just doing an activity like the self-care thing, like I talked about when I first didn't really understand it. It was just like a list of things that I would do once in a while. But it's not just an activity. You're rewiring how you see yourself. The most powerful part, that isn't about forcing positive thoughts, but creating experiences that naturally generate them. So by doing little things that you love, naturally generates positive feelings in yourself. Allowing your self-image to transform through real moments. And it's something to celebrate. So that was a definite shift for me in the beginning. And this was only a month of trying therapy and focusing on myself and doing something every day. And it's built up more and more. First I just started trying to do makeup, and then I went to the dollar store and got a whole bunch of stuff so I could just practice and feel good, make myself feel pretty. And then I started journaling, and then it's great because I can go back and read all this stuff and see where I was and feel where I am now. And so it's I think that's all I'll share for now, and I'll get back into that in another video. I'll kind of go through this as we go on this channel. So yeah, it's been kind of a wild ride the last 6 months, but it's been very healing. I think I was afraid to focus on myself at first, and it's completely changed my perspective on my life and the people in my life and how I treat myself and how I treat others. It's opened me up to so much more feeling and connection, than I've ever had before. So I'm going to do some cards today with you, and we'll see what happens. Okay, I'm going to grab my cut. Here we go. Okay, so I'm still using the Kawaii deck. I do have a couple other decks that I'll probably introduce in a future video, but for now I've been digging the Kawaii stuff, so I just like to shuffle them a little bit, and then I just kind of spread them out and just get a feel for the cards physically. And then usually one kind of stands out to me, and something feels right about it. I don't know. It's a connection with your cards. So whatever you feel is what's meant to be pulled. So let's see what this one is. King of Swords. And a cute little deer. Okay, so let me look at it. Swords. Okay, so King, Queen. Here we go. King of Swords. Articulate and intellectual, the King of Swords sees straight to the truth of matter and has excellent analytical skills. He is an intellectual leader, a keen strategist, always acting from high ideals, high standards, and a deep level of experience and understanding. At times, this may mean that he seems to lack compassion or tolerance, and he may consider the greater good to be more important than the needs of the individual. He is a trusted advisor, forthright and reliable, who is able to be realistic as well as idealistic. He stands for law, order, discipline, and sound judgment, and such may come across a strong authority figure who does not like to be opposed. When the King of Swords appears, it is time to use your judgment and find some clarity about your situation, then take decisive action. Right. Number 2. The High Priestess. I love these drawings. It's a little like unicorn. Okay. High Priestess, that is back in the Arcana. So let's see. Sun, Moon. Oh, here comes my heater. Sorry about the noise. Oh, it's kind of in the beginning, isn't it? Let's see. Strength. Chariot, Lovers. The Empress. High Priestess. Oh, it's 2. Okay. Alright, so this one, keywords are intuition, secret knowledge, deeper meaning, hidden self. The High Priestess is a mysterious figure connected with dreams, intuition, and the messages of the unconscious. She is the magician's opposite, the power of the unconscious mind, the shadowy inner self, and the power of receptivity and stillness. As the keeper of ancient and eternal wisdom, she represents knowledge and awareness of the mysteries of life, as well as collective and personal memory. She is the archetype of deep feminine understanding, connected to wisdom, goddess such as Sophia and Isis, and she understands the deep power of the unconscious and of the underworld. So the legendary source for this card is the story of a woman who was once elected Pope against the rules of the Church only being revealed as a woman when she gave birth during a celebration, and until the 18th century this card was called the Papess. The persistence of this story reflects the importance of the feminine archetype even in the male-dominated medieval times, and it also reflects the meaning of the High Priestess as a mysterious figure whose full self must remain hidden. So when this comes up in a reading, the High Priestess says that now is the time for action. This is a time to go inwards, to listen to your intuition, which likely is to be strong right now. There may be a hidden potential or new possibility about to come to light. This is a time when you can connect to the inner mysteries, to a sense of something greater than yourself. So I have to say, when you're starting a new path, your mind and your body are always going to go back to your old patterns because that's what it knows. So you've got to give yourself patience and a little grace to give yourself time for these new changes. You're going to feel lost. and unsure what to do and how to feel. But knowing that you're doing the right thing, it will all come in naturally. So have hope in yourself. Believe in yourself that it's going to work out. And keep working on you. And it will happen. So I'll do my last card for the day. Let's see, I think this one. Little crabby. This is the Four of Cups. See that? Little treasures. Okay, let's see what this one says. So Cups is Wands and Swords, then Cups. Okay, so Four of Cups. There should be. I like to mark my book on what cards I draw, so I can see how often I draw them, and what stands out. So when the Four of Cups appears, it indicates that you might be feeling stuck in a rut, perhaps somewhat self-absorbed or apathetic, unable to see the gifts life offers you. You may have a sense of dissatisfaction, perhaps feeling that something isn't quite right, but not really knowing what to do about it, like I was just talking about. So give yourself grace on this new path. You're doing the right thing. You may feel trapped in old emotional patterns, unable or unwilling to move out of them. The Four of Cups can indicate a necessary period of introspection, a time to get in touch with your feelings and process any past emotions you no longer need, which may be holding you back. Past hurts can blind you to new opportunities, meaning that you hold yourself back in fear and remain in your comfort zone. You also remain in the past, or worrying about the future. You're not in the present. So you've got to start new patterns for yourself, new habits, and they'll become your new comfort zone. Well, understandable that you fear being hurt again. You also risk missing out on positive new connections. So yeah, it can be scary. Being hurt for a lot of things. It can be from other people, it can be from yourself, it can be whatever triggers you, and the things that trigger you are trying to set you free, as hard as they are to get through. I've had quite a few big triggers that I've worked out, and I tell you, it's so freeing when you do. You just gotta face that darkness and know that you're beautiful, and it's all gonna work out, and you're worthy of love and loving yourself. It's the key to everything. So yeah, break those old habits, break those patterns, start something new, do something out of your comfort zone. That's when growth happens. So just wanted to share that little bit today. I hope you have a wonderful day or night, depending on where you are, and I'll see you next time, lovies.